Can you imagine that just coming at you through the field, though?
A pack of Yodas?
Dude, they just flip it from the field. All you see is just little green ears flipping around, bro. It'll be over. You're like, hey, stay right there.
That's hilarious.
Da 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 da. Ah, push it real good. That's exactly what they did with King Kong. That's exactly the song that they used. Push it, because there was no stopping that thing from dropping. They were going to drop it regardless of regardless of how it looked, how it played, if it even turned on. They were like, slap that thing on a disc and let's sell it.
That's true. That's exactly what happened.
Pushing it real good. We're going to get to that in a moment.
Are we going to get flagged for copyright?
I doubt my rendition of the song was that great. So, if they copyright this, then it's kind of just a discredit to their song, I think.
Oh, that's true. Very true.
And it's a pretty good song. So, I say it's a pretty good song. It's not really my cup of tea, despite the fact that I just quoted it. But it's one that I think is maybe iconic. Is the word, like one that is well known.
Even amongst, what? There's a phrase for that. But it escapes me. I have no idea.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's like it's not.
I
don't know if you could.
It stands the test of time.
Yeah. It's not durable. Durable's not the word. I don't know. Anyways, it's a song that I guarantee you. I don't think anybody is probably saying to that song, "That's my favorite song." The whole time.
No, probably
you know
not.
What I mean? Like I doubt anybody ever is saying that. But it's definitely one that like people have heard and will sometimes jam out to. Sure. Unlike what they're gonna do with Kong,
Well, I mean, it you always have to have a couple bad ones during the year.
Listen, they're kind of coming out with games, kind of like how PlayStation 2 was, where they're just you're gonna have like a plethora of like really good games, and then or in the midst of that game, maybe not a plethora, but you're gonna have in the midst of those good games, you're just gonna have like just an absolute saturation of just awful video, like titles that you even look at the game case and you're like, I'm not paying a penny for this game. You know what I'm talking about? Like thumbing through like the stack at an old like resale shop or whatever now, going through and looking at like all the older games, especially PlayStation 2 games, because PlayStation 2, it seemed like they just like anything that somebody wanted to come out with, they were like, hey, go ahead and make a game for it.
Oh, the Wii was the same way. They did the same
Wii's pretty bad too, yeah. Yeah.
It's like I
don't think they had nearly as many. I don't think the Wii had nearly as many games though.
No, probably not. No, I think the PS2 lasted longer.
But
I mean,
it was just
like you said. You look at that $5 bin, and you're like, that ain't even worth that.
Yeah, I like not dropping $5 on these games because, like, I'm like it's it's just not worth it. They're just awful. So, anyways, we'll get back to that roast here in a bit. We're just getting. Hey, we just clicked on the oven. Okay, we just clicked on the oven. It's it's
preheating.
Yeah, it's preheating. You know what I'm saying? The burners are making clicking noises right now. Right, they're trying to light. They're igniting right now. That's what we're doing. But we're fixing to put the pan down. Don't worry. We'll get there. But before we do, we want to welcome everybody back to the Dragon's Well. What's up? What's going on, guys? As y'all could tell,
episode
I'm
21.
Episode 21, yeah. We super pumped to be. It doesn't feel like it, you know. It doesn't feel like we've been doing it for as long as we have. But anyways, I am one of your hosts. My name is Sprites. I'm joined with me my good pal, my good friend, Maverick. How's it going, Maverick?
It's going pretty good, man. I got my bottle of water, got my sweet tea.
Yeah, I don't have either one of those, and I'm regretting it significantly.
Already, huh?
Already. As y'all can tell, I'm a little nasally, and legit, it just hit me tonight. Like, I was fine all day long. Came home from work, boom, hit me like a ton of bricks. Sinuses everywhere. Man. But we're going to get through it.
It's all those kids, man. They nasty.
Yeah, they's beast nasty.
Well, guys, don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We've been posting a little bit more on Facebook. I'm trying. Twitter, we're blowing that up as much as we can. We're trying to get the news out, and
yeah.
But you know it. I was gonna say we were gonna have an episode where we talked about my problem, and we didn't. We just never got around to it.
Which one was that?
And now I don't have that problem anymore because I finished the game.
What was your problem?
My Digimon problem.
Oh, digital monsters.
Yeah, so
you finished one game.
So Sprites introduced me to Cyber Sleuth, and this is my first experience with Digimon at all because.
Welcome to the digital world, good sir.
I mean, it was a really good game. It was fleshed out. It didn't have any of the problems that it wasn't as big of a game.
Yeah, the game itself, the storyline was all right. It had a few twists.
Yeah. I mean, it was really good.
I wasn't like a super big fan, and I'm curious. I actually haven't finished the second one, Hacker's Memory. I haven't finished that one yet, so I'm curious to see how that's going to turn out. But just to be able to see all of these Digimon that like you grew up with, right? So the game might have a bit of a different impact on me than it probably does you, because Digimon's literally like legit my favorite thing of like all time in terms of like shows or anything like that. Like Digimon is my favorite.
I mean, so the kids and I are running through like the original show, but
yeah, I actually just finished that like last week. I just finished the first season again.
We're slow going because they like to watch some other stuff, and
it's real cheesy, man. It's real cheesy.
Yeah. But I mean, in the beginning, Pokemon was pretty cheesy too. Which I mean, I think X and Y was probably the best series, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, the XYZ Pokemon series.
Now, the kids seem to like the new one.
Journey or whatever?
Yeah. The one with Go and Ash. The one that I guess ended it for Ash. They seem to like it. I mean, it's I don't know. I don't know if they finished it or not.
I think with that one, they added, because with Journeys, it pretty much had like a big tournament in there with all of like the best people from all of the past regions. So you had all of the champions that Ash has fought in the past. So
yeah, and I know Leon was in there.
And, yeah, Leon. You got Lance. You got all these top tier characters that like hardly ever in their region lost, and so now you got these people that like never lose from the region playing against or battling against each other, and you're like, okay, one of them has to lose, like, somebody's going to be the winner of these matches,
right?
And of course, it just kind of solidified Ash as the best when he goes and, spoilers, certain, at least, that he wins it all.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think
He
think
beats.
that was it.
I think he beats everyone,
Well, I think
and it
Leon
just
was
kind of
his
solidified him.
final. I think Leon was his final challenge. Maybe I don't
Yeah, I'm
remember. I
sure
didn't
it
watch
was.
it with him.
Even though, dude, Alan, the guy, or they call him Alon, but I mean it's like it is literally spelled Alan. That's Alan. But they want to like make his name fancy for some reason. But anyways, that guy legit did not lose. Like, not that I remember. Like, all throughout his series, he didn't lose with his Charizard, and then he fights against Leon and gets whooped. Like, I heard a lot of people were actually upset about that, how they did Alan.
Oh, so they just didn't do it justice.
Yeah, like some of them they didn't, and then others they like went way more than expected.
Right.
Like
Right.
there were fights that you were like, this is cool, but we're not really here for it. And then you left, and you're like, I'm glad I stayed for it.
Right. Right.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed all those, but Digimon is just a whole different breed, man. I mean, first off, you got some very serious moments in Digimon. Like, I mean, Digimon's one of the first shows too that like they were not scared, and it's kind of brutal, but they weren't scared to like kill off characters. You know what I mean? Like even in Digimon season 1, like you had characters that were like legit gone. You had like 3 or 4 come to mind that actually died, and well, so technically in the Digimon universe, they don't die; they just become data again and revert back to their DGX.
Right.
But essentially, in that in that season, when they reverted back to their DGX, like you didn't see them for the rest of the series. Like they were gone.
Dang.
And you're just like, whoa. And it gets even more brutal later in the later seasons where like, you there's one, I think even in season 3, there's a moment where one of the Digimon get killed, and one of the bad Digimon come and like punch through his chest. Like punch through another Digimon's chest and like just sit there for a moment with like his claw through his chest.
That's like
and you're just like
Frieza and Krillin.
Yeah,
stuff right there.
Yeah. You're watching this and you're like, what just happened? This is like a main character's Digimon, by the way. Like, you know how like the main character, or one of these main characters, you're like, okay, nothing's gonna happen to their Digimon. Well, no. One gets, one essentially gets his chest ripped out. And you're like, that's brutal. Yeah, never see that guy again. So yeah, I mean, Digimon's extreme, man. It's good. It has a lot of dark like undertones. It's a lot more mature than what Pokemon was, I believe.
Yeah, and that's what I'll say. I mean, I enjoyed the story just because it was a little more. I mean, it had some deeper stuff to it than your typical Pokemon stuff. I mean, Pokemon's gotten just to where it's rinse and repeat, and I guess for the most part, they're still good games, but it's just kind of the same thing over and over. So it was kind of neat to play something a little different, but that still kind of had that combat system, and I will tell you, the evolutions drove me nuts. The Digi evolutions drove me nuts with all the back and forth just to get the ABI up so that you could get what you wanted. Yep. And we're always competing with our esports kids, and I had one that man, I finished the game before him, and I know if he's listening, or when he listens to this, I guess it probably he won't say he's competitive with it, but I know deep down it's burning him up inside that
Yeah.
And so that just makes me
It's
want
a
to do it
fun
even
game.
more. Oh yeah. It was really fun, and I had a lot of fun with it. And so, anybody that hasn't had picked that up yet, it's
You need to go through. There's a lot of post game stuff,
oh
and
okay.
um, where they're like hard boss battles. After the actual game itself,
Okay, so I
you can
heard
go
I heard
back
there was
and
some stuff that was pretty difficult afterwards. That
yeah, there's some hard boss battles that you have to fight. Specifically, there are what are known. They're essentially the seven deadly sins, but in Digimon
yeah, right.
realm, right?
You can
So
actually
they're
do
all
that prior to
even
beating
more.
the game. There's like a side
I didn't
quest
know
or
that.
something that well, and I didn't know that either because somehow I missed it. Because I thought I had tried to do like almost all the side quests, and I missed it. Of course, that esports kid. Well, I did it.
Oh, I did. Yeah. I didn't do. I did. I think I actually did do a couple before I finished the game. Because whenever I finished the game, I finished it with all of the missions that I could do completed, like at the time, and then I completed that, and then a whole bunch more unlocked
Oh,
afterwards.
okay. Well,
So
and that's what I'll probably go back to it when I get some of this backlog out knocked out. I'm going to start something else tomorrow, and this I guess this is a good time to kind of just move forward because with everything that's coming out, which
yeah,
some of
are
this
you are
stuff.
you getting Spider Man?
Um, so I didn't pre-order it because I was just going to buy. I was going to find it, the physical copy somewhere, and I've kind of gotten burned before by pre-ordering games from like Target and sometimes Walmart because they never get here on time. And so I started pre-ordering stuff from Best Buy, but the last time I did that, I kind of got burned too, and I didn't get it for like days till after it came out. So I figure
Yeah.
I'll probably just hit up the local Walmart, see if they've got it. If they do, I'll pick it up. But
Okay. I've heard a lot of great stuff about it.
oh yeah, and that's one of the things that like some of the new stuff and I think the first one that we're going to talk about came out actually at the end of last week, but Sonic Superstars, which is the new Sonic game.
Hmm.
It just takes like that old school Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic feel, yeah.
Yeah, and then it just it's like slaps a new coat of paint on it, and unlike what they've
It's
done in the past, this one actually has some added features. So I think you can play up with like 4 people, which I've
mm,
never been a big Sonic game player just because everything moves too fast for me. I guess I can't keep up with Sonic, man.
dude. Hey, this is might be a hot take, man. My thing about the Sonic, with just playing Sonic in general, wasn't necessarily the speed of it all, dude. The sound is literally, and might not be everybody's take, but like to me, the sound literally feels like somebody's jamming like nails in my ears.
Okay, so now
When
I love the Sonic the Hedgehog music.
I like the music. The music's fine. The music's fine. Like the Green Hill Zone or whatever
Oh
music.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's good. I mean, that's classic good. But dude, when you collect a coin or when you know what it reminds me of?
Man,
This is what it reminds
you're
me of.
gonna get roasted. That's not a coin. That's a ring.
The ring, whatever, dude. I mean, they're coins. Okay, they want to. They're the exact same thing. Mike keeps popping like that. It's weird. Anyways, but
Yeah,
when you collect a ring and they're like ding 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 and I'm like please stop, my ears cannot handle it. And listen, it reminds me, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I have. Back when we're all right, I'm gonna be real vulnerable right quick with everybody. All right,
ooh,
I'm a little weenie, okay, I'm a little sissy. I for a long time did not like the dark. I'm not confirming or denying that I still don't necessarily like the dark or not. But I was not a big fan of the dark back in the day as a little kid. And
I don't think most little kids like the dark.
True.
But I mean I did, but like
yeah. But I'm Batman.
Well, no, I mean like we were told as kids to the football game's on, go outside. And we're all like huddled around the window because that's the only light outside.
I like that. I was actually fine with playing outside in the dark for a long time, but like, I don't know, like when it came to like sleeping in the dark, right? That was a big thing. So for me for a long time, and I don't know why my mom just didn't get a nightlight, which would have been much cheaper in the long run, instead of letting me just run my TV on all night long. But hey, whatever. And so I'd run my TV on. And I'd have it on cartoons, and I'd fall asleep. And lo and behold, every night, dude, I would wake up at like 3 o'clock to those commercials. Those, the commercials that are just like selling things. So like it could be a Chia Pet commercial. Yeah, the infomercial stuff. Yeah. It could be a Chia Pet. The vast majority of the time, it was like the top 50 love songs of this generation, or the
I remember those.
And every single time it was that one that was like, tell me how am I supposed to live without you. That one right there, bro, would literally blow my eardrums out every night at 3:30 dead on the dot. I would be hearing this long-haired man sit backwards in a chair playing the piano, talking about he cannot live without you. And I'm like, who is this man? Would wake me up from the dead of night, dude. There was not listen. While every other little kid was out there dreaming, I wasn't, because I was, my nightmares were being lived right in front of me. Freaking long haired dude, just getting after it.
That was the thing about we're gonna get a little religious here. Ooh, here we go. All right, so that was one of the things about like Jesus is your light. He's the light of your life. And I'm like, oh, like the light from the window that we had to stand by, that, like my security blanket.
Yeah, like the light. Yes, like that light. But instead, this light actually lets you inside the house.
The light that kept me warm at night while everybody else was watching football.
You sound like an orphan child in like a war-stricken country. You're just... Yes, the light that I huddled by while mortars were going off in the back.
Look, we live deep in the country, man. I mean, we had to worry about snakes.
You gotta be careful for the Yoties, man.
Yeah, oh yeah. They like
for those kids who don't understand what I'm saying. Coyotes, not Yodas.
They're like, what's a coyote?
Even though, to be honest with you, a pack of coyotes is probably much less scary than a pack of Yodas.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If they want, can you imagine that just coming at you through the field though?
A pack of Yodas?
Dude, they just flip it from the field. All you see is just little green ears flipping around, bro. It'd be over. You're like, hey, stay right there.
That's hilarious.
Mando in the background carrying Grogu.
Oh no!
You're like, no, please, no.
A bunch of 900-year-old.
Yeah.
Well,
short green dudes. Do they have like I'm sure they have a legitimate name for their race, right? I don't know if it's ever been confirmed. Do they have a name for their race? Yeah. I thought they did.
Surely they do.
Yeah. Because Yoda's so popular.
I don't feel like
even Grogu is popular, super popular now. So
I was gonna say that's something that
they have to. Let me look this up right quick.
It's Lannick.
Lannick?
Yeah, his species is Lannick. Lannik. think that's, yeah. Whew. Well, Lucas. I mean, he had all that figured out. He might not have put pen to paper, or I guess it probably was on paper somewhere, but it never probably made it to the big screen. So,
Where did you get this information about it being Atlantic?
I don't know.
So
there's like Star Wars fandom.
I gave it the old Google search, and I don't see Yaddle.
Okay, so yeah, I remember.
That's a character.
Yeah, no, that's a character. They have Master Yoda's species listed as Lanik, and his midichlorian count at 4 million.
4 million? That dude is
cracked.
That dude is cracked. He looks kind of cracked, too. But in a different way.
Well, okay, so speaking of green people, I mean, I guess he's not really green. He dresses in
is
green?
Yoda George Lucas confirmed?
Ooh,
possibly. Heck? I'm looking at his haircut, and I'm looking at George Lucas. And they kind of looking the same. Confirmed. No.
No,
I'll leave George alone. He actually did us a great deal of good.
Yes, he did. That is one man I will not roast.
Yeah, I'm not going to roast him either. He did a great job.
I would roast him for selling it to Disney, but Disney flat out lied to him. He thought that his creation was going to be in good hands, and that they just flat out lied to him. There's an interview on that, by the way. You should go check that out, because
I think I actually seen some of that interview where they were going to be done with it, right?
Well, no,
or just have the Clone Wars stuff.
So it was with Kathleen Kennedy, and it was talking about the transition and all this. And George is talking about, scripts for 7, 8, and 9 are finished, and this and this and this, and I'm basically handing you all of this, and they're like, oh, we'll do great things, and da 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 da, and we'll use the source material. And I mean, I don't know if somebody just wiped themselves and flushed it down the toilet, or
themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much that's what they did.
Yeah, I mean, they blew their nose on it and threw it in the toilet.
Yeah. Man, that's sad. Now we got Rey, who always looks confused.
Or smells something funny.
Yeah.
Maybe Kylo is really smelly.
Yeah, then you got a weird, relationship between them.
That's Raylos that like that relationship.
The
Raylos. I can't actually take that. That was a Geeks and Gamers thing.
Sounds like an unpopular chocolate candy.
Well, if you've ever seen any of Geeks and Gamers videos about Star Wars, some of them are fairly vulgar, so I wouldn't probably listen to them in front of your children. But they don't like this new direction. We'll just kind of leave it. I
think there's probably a lot of people, But I hope. I've heard. One thing that I've actually wanted to get into was the Clone Wars. I've heard the Clone Wars.
Oh, the Clone Wars is amazing.
Super good.
It's amazing, and it was really good. Even the final season that Disney Plus did, it was
pretty solid.
The first half of it was not, but the last half follows Ahsoka during the events of right before and right after.
So does Ahsoka
through episode 3?
So Ahsoka leaves before. I mean, obviously Ahsoka leaves before Order 66, and everything else like that happens.
Yes.
So where in the timeline? Because So Ahsoka's actually supposed to fit in between what 2 and 3? Is that where Ahsoka is? Like if we're
Yes.
looking at the movies.
Yes. So like right after the Battle of Geonosis, war breaks out and the clones are being sent all over the galaxy, and they are on a planet, and it escapes me because so there was a movie released in the theater, and it was called Star Wars Clone Wars. That movie is where Ahsoka shows up and becomes Anakin's Padawan.
Ah, yeah.
And because there's a joke at the beginning where Anakin's like, "No, I don't have a Padawan," and she's like, "Yes, I'm your new Padawan." And Obi-Wan gets a big kick out of it because he thought that Ahsoka was supposed to be his new Padawan, as Obi-Wan and Anakin were going to start splitting because they needed more Jedi to fill roles. So while let's see,
That's a weird dynamic. So Obi-Wan stayed Anakin's master.
Yes.
Even after Anakin took on a Padawan?
No. He kind of became his own during. I guess it was right before that.
So he was a knight, but he wasn't he never became a master.
Yes, he was a Jedi Knight because in the I don't know if you ever saw it. There's another Clone Wars series that was done for Cartoon Network, but it was done in the style of like Samurai Jack almost. So
yeah.
It is, and they're short. I mean, I think the whole series was probably like an hour and a half long, maybe not even that. And that's the first time you see Ventress, and you see how she's recruited.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and
that's kind of like the rival to Ahsoka for a long time.
Yes, and so you see that, you see him actually being knighted, which was kind of cool because he goes into like a dark room, and of course all the masters are there with their lightsabers, and they knight him and cut off his little Padawan hair piece.
Yeah, rat tail thing.
But yeah, but the show was really good. Like the series was. I mean, I think the episodes were like 5 minutes long.
It's kind of like the same concept that you see with something like One Piece or something. There's so many episodes that you have the ability to be able to really flesh out this world where obviously in movies you can't do that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you kind of took this approach where like the movies are still one and the same, like canonic or like canon with the Clone Wars. Like the Clone Wars are a part of the actual canon story. It's just they're using it in the form of animation to explain it instead of like making a bunch of movies or even like a live action, which they're trying to do right now. But live actions are just a little weird.
Well, and so I'm gonna shift gears on live action, and we're gonna so we had a couple games between this, but like Metal Gear Solid, is the collection came out this week. I think it came out on Thursday, on the 19th. But Gargoyles Remastered came out, which was one of those old Disney games that was super hard.
Old Gargoyles show?
Yeah, yeah. So
I like that show.
Yeah, it was a really good show. And so I think it was like Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis era of, it's the 90s. And so they had a Gargoyles game come out, and it was super hard, just like all the other Disney games. Aladdin was horribly hard. But Gargoyles came out. Well, they've redone the graphics. And you can switch. You can do some rewind. So, if you do mess up or whatever. They said the new graphics look polished. It looks, like the animated series. But it loses kind of like that gritty feel that the game had, because it had that 16 or 16-bit look to
Oh
it, kind of
yeah,
like an old, almost
real
like an
choppy.
old
Yeah,
castle. But yeah, it's real gothic looking, and
real choppy looking when you're moving, and yeah,
now it's, I mean, it looks better, but it's just lost some of its. But you can switch back and forth between the old and new graphics. But where
that's
I
cool. That's cool. I like that.
where I was going with that, with the gargoyles thing, is uh there I saw that Disney is doing a live action of gargoyles,
Oh,
and so I can't
no,
wait to see how they run that.
yeah, man. Why? Like my heart. Not necessarily my heart, right? Because I mean, I'll be fine. It's not like I'm, so temperamental that I can't take that. But
Oh, I
I'm just
still don't
like,
like Kevin Smith. Me and Kevin Smith will.
well, it's just like, like you said, I'm just worried that they're gonna ruin it instead of just leaving it alone.
Yeah.
Like, who just
Like,
leave it
who
alone?
asked you to do this? Nobody
Yeah, yeah.
now knows anything. No child today. Well, okay, I
Those
take that back. My children know about gargoyles because I love the series. The series was great, and I mean, it's
Yeah,
something I grew
those
up
are
on,
really
so that's what
cool.
they've watched.
Really cool show.
But I don't know, man. I'm tired of all the
Listen,
either the remasters or and the remasters are fine if they show it the same level. Like okay,
listen.
for
I
example,
refuse to watch any live action until they get me live action Beyblade. I refuse until I start seeing grown men say three, two, one, let it rip, and they just sit there, and the whole movie is just around the little plastic bins, and these Beyblades just ting 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 ting, and one of them bursts, and they're like, "Ha! I beat you,
yeah,
dude," and that's the
and
movie,
but what about the beasts inside? I mean,
dude. The beast was you all along. The beast of the friends we made along the way,
but I don't know,
bro.
man.
That's power friendship.
But I will say that while I'm not a big fan of the remasters, I am a big fan of the collection. So like the Konami Metal Gear Solid collection, it's got a ton of stuff with it.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool.
You got Metal Gear.
But you're also not really doing too much with the game. I mean, you're just on a lot of those. They really are just you know, just giving you this bundle deal.
Well, yeah, I mean they were good solid games in the past, and I do like that they added 3. I was kind of worried they wouldn't add 3, but they did, and Metal Gear 3 is by far probably one of the best Metal Gear games ever made. Going
See,
through the swamp.
I don't know much about Metal Gear. I've played a little bit of two or three of them. Um, and they were always really fun. I'm just not a super big fan of games like that. I know there's a huge market for it though, because like in games like Metal Gear or games like Splinter Cell, right?
Yeah, I was a big Splinter Cell fan. I love Splinter
Um,
Cell.
games like even something a little bit more modern. I mean, it's still older now, but like Watch Dogs, right? Like those
I
those
never played
games.
Watch Dogs.
Um, well, I mean, Watch Dogs was like super popular, dude.
Well,
And
okay,
like Watch
so
Dogs and Watch Dogs two came out, and they were just like, people love it. People love those games that are, I guess require you to have a lot more tack in your play. It's just not guns blazing, but you'll really kind of, I guess, immerse yourself in being some sort of spy or rogue or something like that, which
right,
I
right.
find cool. But it's just not my play style on most games.
Well, I mean, okay, so but in all fairness, I mean we're comparing like apples to bananas, I guess, because while Metal Gear was like a I guess tactical espionage, like Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell was almost similar to like a Hitman game, because I mean there was a lot of stealth involved, but you know, and that's what made Metal Gear, because Kojima, he created like a normal world, but then had villains in it like Psycho Mantis, who was you know, he had psychokinesis, or no, he had telekinesis, and so, you know, here's this weird looking.
What is psychokinesis?
He had telekinesis.
Okay, but like, is that something else that you meant to say, or is that
no?
Like
I think I was going with telekinesis, and his name's Psycho Mantis. I think I just merged.
Oh, gotcha.
But no,
okay.
I mean,
that kind of threw me off. I was like, if anybody got psychokinesis, the ladies we work with got psychokinesis. All right.
Oh, you went there?
No, not really. But
no, but I mean, sometimes you see this guy. You know, like, okay, so this is this bald guy in this gas mask. You know, he looks like something that came out of World War II, and you end up fighting him in this room, and he is chunking stuff at you with his mind, and I mean the whole fight is just completely like off the wall. You know, it's different than your just like espionage tactical type. You know, sneaking around and
what was it? That was in Metal Gear?
Yeah, it was in the first Metal Gear Solid game.
Yeah, oh, was it really? That was in the first one?
Yeah, it was probably about halfway through. I mean, it yeah, I mean, so
see,
like,
I knew they had like giant robots and stuff later on. I just didn't know. I thought it started off as more like a very simple, like a very realistic world, you know, where you're dealing with normal people.
Yeah, but see,
a normal criminal syndicate.
Well, see, and that was how Kojima worked. You know, like he pulled you in with like this, but then he threw all this weird stuff at you too. So, I think he kind of did the same thing with, you know, because he left Konami after doing Metal Gear Solid 3. He left Konami, and then his next big game was Death Stranding, which was, I haven't played it yet, but it looks super weird.
Yeah. I got you.
But you know, I mean, like I said, it's nice to have a collection, and it's Kojima, and I've liked, you know, like I said, I really never played one after 3. I just, you know, I mean, with him kind of out of the picture, and the guy that used to voice Solid Snake, I played 1, 2, and 3, and then I kind of just got out of it because they were doing some replacing and stuff. But man, so the next 2 games, we have actually a larger section for this. You know, what was it? A couple months ago we had Barbenheimer. Yeah.
Barbenheimer.
Yeah. Barbenheimer? Was it Barbenheimer or Yeah, Barbenheimer. Yeah, it was a Barbie movie and Oppenheimer when it came out at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so this week we had something else. We had something new.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we had Spider Wonder.
Peter Wonder. Indeed.
So, look,
Spider Wonder.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder came out today. We for everybody listening, we're recording this on Friday night. So Mario Wonder came out today. I was looking at some reviews this morning before we recorded, and they're all positive. I mean, Famitsu gave it a 36 out of 40. Target and GameStop had like a 10-minute live demo that you could go and play. I was actually in Longview last weekend. Probably should have taken my youngest to go play it. But, you know, it is, I don't know, man. It looks different. It looks fun. And they did announce the guy who is doing Mario's new voice.
Oh. Christopher Pratt.
No. So this guy's name...
It's me, Mario.
is Kevin Afghani?
Oh, he passes.
Kevin Afghani.
Afghani.
Mm-hmm. And so, I don't know. He announced it on Twitter. I think I posted it. I think I reposted it on Twitter, or I posted my own, or our own version of it, I guess.
What do you think was his requirement for, or like, what do you think was the lines that they made him read? Do you think it was just this over and over and over again and just different inflections? I'm saying it's a me.
It's a me. No, I wonder if Charles was involved in it, Martinet, because if he was actually in the interview process, or if they just
being able to pass the torch.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see.
That's cool. I mean, listen, I am open minded to this. Like, you know, I mean, you got to be, right, because at the end of the day, it's like this is being forced on you, whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm a big believer in allowing people to, you know, to kind of make their own mark in the world. Like, so, I know a lot of people had an issue, you know, and this is just an example. A lot of people had an issue when it came to the live action, like Aladdin, right? Because of who was playing Genie, right?
Oh, yeah.
You had Will Smith playing Genie, and to be honest with you, I don't think he did a bad job. I think he played a good Genie, and
he didn't punch anybody in the face either.
True, yeah. That was before the punch,
yeah,
or the slap,
before the
whatever it was.
Slap.
But,
slap,
you know,
clap,
I
snap.
Think, yeah, and the yelling, which is hilarious because, you know, back in the day, for those who don't know, back in the day, he actually, I think he won a Grammy for his like in his rap career, and whenever he got up there to get the reward. You know, he was like, hey, I got this Grammy. He said, and I got it in hip hop. He said, and I didn't have to cuss or use vulgar language or anything like, or, you know, anything like that. And then you just flash forward, you know, like 20 years, and, you know, he's slapping and cussing people. So, like, oh, cool. Anyways, just a brief moment. You know, but like, regardless of all that, I still was like, I was super fine with him playing Genie, you know, because he made it his own thing. Like, I wasn't a big fan of like the beatboxing moment and all that stuff, but I mean, it was still cool, and I could tell he was trying to make it his own. Right,
well,
he wasn't trying to follow Robin Williams,
right,
because he was going to lose in that. He wasn't going to. You know, and so if you make it your own and, you know, revamp the character and don't try to be that person that you know, you're not going to be able to be, right? So if he is trying to go and be Mario, there's a good chance that you know, people are not going to be vibing with it, because he is not how Mario used to sound.
Yeah, no,
and that's
I get
okay.
That.
He just needs to embrace how he's going to sound and how he wants the character to sound.
Well, and I really do. I hope like the game is, I mean, it seems like it's solid. I will be waiting a while to pick this up just because I have, you know, I mean, there's a choice that has to be made, and as much as I love Mario and Mario games, I know that Mario will not take me. You know, if I drop $60 on Mario, I'm gonna turn right back around in a month and have to drop more on Spider-Man, because now Spider-Man will get me until, you know, probably. At least after Thanksgiving, or you know, I'll probably play Spider-Man for a month and a half, just 100%ing it.
Oh yeah,
and so,
you know.
And that's the next one. With Spider-Man 2,
2
it
looks incredible.
Man, they just
so good.
The only complaint I saw, so Famitsu gave it a 38 out of 40, which is amazing. The only negative that I saw about it was that it does feel a little, I guess it feels a little rehashed, I guess. Kind of like Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, and I was discussing this with somebody the other day. I got to ask the question if did I like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom better? And while I love Tears of the Kingdom, it was a lot of the same. Yes, they added the Sky Islands and they added the underground or the depths or whatever it was called. But in the end, the majority of your playthrough is still through the same old Hyrule. And while it was different, there was a lot of things that were the same. And I think with that, I mean, I think a lot of people are going to find that in Spider-Man 2, the main island is going to be the same. Obviously, they can't move buildings and they can't move landmarks and things like that because they want to keep the map realistic to New York City.
They want to keep it. Yeah, they want to keep it the same that they had it as well in the first.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
You go back to the first open world Spider-Man game, you're going to see the same landmarks, most likely in the same spot. And it's that's just how it's going to be. And I mean, Spider-Man will always be like that unless the game takes Spider-Man to a completely different city, which, in that sense wouldn't make sense. I mean, you don't see him swinging around California.
Yeah. He'd probably get taxed for all the webs he was leaving on the side of buildings.
Well, no, he wouldn't. There's nobody left. They're all moving to Texas.
Yeah.
So,
old Texas.
But I mean, they said that the story's great. Awesome moments in the game, and swinging the new gliding mechanic feels great. I was watching somebody. So they were because now you can actually cross the bridges and go to the other two islands, and so that opens up some new area. But they were showing some of the mechanics because you've never been able to swing over there. You could always swing like kind of on the bridge, and then kind of had to swing back because it's like the invisible map wall stopped you.
Yeah, you would like run into that trying to swing.
Yeah, and so watching this, Spider-Man is swinging. He swings under the bridge, and then he lands on the water where he proceeds to like almost surf on the water. So he's like sliding across the water because I guess he swings so fast. There's so much momentum in that swing.
Yeah, it's probably very similar to like what is it, wakeboarding or whatever like that, where like you stand on that little the little board behind like a boat.
Yeah,
and it just it's probably a lot like that where you have so much momentum, you're just pretty much just keeping your balance at that point.
Well, see, and that's the thing. You do that for so long, and then, but what I was noticing, there's wind currents, and if you get into one of those wind currents with your spider webs, your wing webs, and you glide into that, then you see like there's like guide rings where if you go through them, it kind of like gives you a little bit of a burst, and you kind of ride the wind into, so it makes traversal a lot faster for the bigger map. I mean, Arkham Knight did this with there were the 3 islands, and so when you first get the Batmobile, you get access to the first island, and then as you progress to the story, you get access to the other 3 islands of Gotham, and it just made it it helped with traversal. Plus, the more upgrades you got and stuff, which I'm sure Spider-Man has pretty much the same upgrades as far as increasing your speed. But I think you get the web wings pretty early in the game too. So it gives you the ability to kind of move a little faster through from the beginning.
I think I think a game like Spider-Man 2 just follows a formula that's just throughout the span of about 15 years has been a really big success. It's a very similar formula, like not that I condone it, but like, say for instance, GTA, right?
Right.
The same, like, similar, like, world of map, or not a world map, but the way that they have their world built is very similar to that. Like Saints Row. There's even, I don't know if you've ever played this game or not, but I really enjoyed it. I actually played and have beaten it all, and beaten all the post stuff too. But there was an older game called Prototype, which, you were like this alien, or you were this guy who had this really awesome, like, arm, like, not as like a foreign arm, right? You had, like, got some sort of, like, enhancement on your arm that, like, enabled you to transform it the more, like, levels you got into it and whatnot. And it's a very similar layout to the way that, like, Spider-Man, like, because they would enable you to kind of swing through and, like, glide through the city just the same as Spider-Man did. And I remember having a blast with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like that. It just opens up the door for you to be able to do so much, but it's not overwhelming like an open world is.
Yeah,
like
right.
Most open worlds are.
Right.
Because it's still very localized and condensed. It just feels like there's an open world concept that you have, which I think, I guess, to me and my smooth brain, I enjoy. Because I'm not like, there's so many options, what do I do? It's more like, hey, you got like 3 options, you could pick them all eventually. Which one do you want to start with?
And so that's what I can, like with Spider-Man, I can, okay, so we're going to go back to Skyrim. Skyrim gives me way too many options. I am like, okay, Digimon was the same way. I had to complete the side quest before I moved on in the story. And it was just, it's just, but with Spider-Man games and even like the Arkham Knight game, I don't feel like I have to do those things. I can go back to them at my leisure and take care of those things. So if I want to progress in the story, I can. Now, and I usually do. I usually go about halfway, maybe even almost 3/4 of the way, until I really probably need those upgrades that I can acquire by doing all the side quests and stuff. And if it's a side story quest, it's different. I might do those along the way, but it's all the so I don't know. You've never played Spider-Man on PlayStation, have you? Like one of the new ones, like either Spider-Man or Miles Morales or.
No, I haven't played any of the newer ones.
So Spider-Man started, and Miles Morales, of course, picked that up too. There was some stealth missions in it, and so of course it was similar to the Arkham Knight and the Arkham games where you get into a room and you're jumping between you're grappling between gargoyle to gargoyle, and you wait till somebody gets below you and you swoop down and pick them up or whatever. It's so similar to that. Spider-Man would do the same thing, except for he's it's a little different. Yeah. He would go down, web them up or whatever, and then pull them back up.
Which is just absolutely sick, by the way. One of my favorite things about Spider-Man is when he actually fights like a spider. Dude, it's super cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. As long as those I would come back to and do later, if especially if it was one that frustrated me. I do get a little frustrated, I guess, playing sometimes, but it's not too terribly bad. The Spider-Man games don't really, it's not like I'm playing Elden Ring.
Yeah, I figured the Spider-Man game in itself, like the gameplay, a lot of it isn't really going to come from like the difficulty of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can turn the difficulty up, but I doubt even then it's going to be like
Well, and
an
even
absurd challenge, you know.
even the missions were like, so Spider-Man is listening to the radio, like the police scanner, and so even that kind of stuff, you enjoy kind of just like it sidetracks you. It's not really a mission. It's not really and it changes throughout the game depending on like where you are in the story, what's going on in the story, and so you would you might be on your way to do something for the story, and you hear on the police scanner that there's a theft or something, like a car thief, and so you look down and you would see the cop cars actually chasing the theft or whatever, the thief, and so you could land on the car, and which I'm hearing that the shock mechanics are better on the vehicles. So like if you're like actually standing on the front of the car, it hits a bump, it reacts to you standing on front of the car or in the middle or on the back, however your position is.
Yeah, that's legit.
I mean,
Dude,
we're getting super realistic at this point. So
I was literally about to say that. It's so wild how far games and like the thought that's put into some games are.
Well, and then when Unreal is like the norm, I mean, everything will look like that Matrix demo. That still blows my mind.
Well, not King Kong.
Oh man. So okay, before we get on that, I did want to tell you. We had talked about digital, going all digital and things like that. Best Buy, Walmart, and Target hasn't announced it yet, but I see it coming. They are dropping. They're in the starting phase of dropping physical media as far as Blu-rays, DVDs, CDs, those things by 2024.
Really?
Yes. So in a couple months, they will no longer have Blu-ray, DVDs, or CDs.
Wow.
Now, games they will still have.
Oh, okay.
No. I don't want anybody to freak out and think that they're getting rid of physical copies of games. But man, I hate that because I enjoy having that for my physical collection. Now movies I've gotten away from because we don't really buy a whole lot of movies anymore. But with games, I do, and that's been my hold off because I could have bought Spider-Man tonight and downloaded it. It was 109 gigs, so on a Starlink it would have taken a couple hours, But I like owning that physical copy, man. I mean, what happens if
I got you.
If internet goes down? What happens if Elon's infrastructure stops working and I can't download my game anymore?
Yeah, no, I gotcha. Like it is like it is just a superior way of going about it.
Yeah,
because then you can always share with a friend
or sell it. Resale value on like Fire Emblem. Yeah, Fire Emblem games are resale value is amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, there's definitely way more pros than cons to the other, but. That's kind of an alarming thing, man. I mean, not alarming, but I mean, it's a kind of a surreal thing because I remember going into Best Buy when I was little, and that was something that we would do.
Well, and so
just kind of look at.
So with that with that announcement, I also saw a rumor on Twitter where, of course, we're back to Switch 2 rumors, but I saw that there is talk of Nintendo not just having two Switch 2 versions like Xbox and PlayStation have done. That having a physical media one that's which I will definitely go for because it'll be backwards compatible, and I need something to read my Switch cartridges, I guess. Or I guess I could just keep my Switch. I mean, either way, that works out better. But there's also talk of a non-physical edition where it's just a hard drive. Now, I don't know if I see Nintendo doing that. They've always been kind of, hardcore to their media, their physical media. But
that's true. I was actually about to not say that exact thought, but I mean they tend to kind of run to the beat of their own drum, regardless of the pressure or what other people are doing. They're going to adapt and maybe even take some things that they've learned from those other businesses. But for the most part, like Nintendo, if they have a way that they want to go about doing it, more often than not, they're just going to stick to that.
Right.
So,
but yeah, man. I thought that was interesting. I thought you would, because we talked about that before.
I don't know how much it affects me, because I don't really go to Best Buy too often anymore. But I know it affects a lot of other people's that go. So
yeah,
just be aware of this, guys. Be aware of it. That's why we're giving it to y'all right now.
Hey, you smell that?
And
I think we kind of did this in an earlier episode. I smell gas.
Got that grill. We got to get the oil on there. Get the oil ready.
I don't know.
Get it salted.
I don't know, man. At a $40 price tag,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine anybody paying $40 for this garbage.
Listen.
And
my daughter made me a Play-Doh sculpture the other day, and I would have paid $40 for it. So,
Skull
would
Island.
Would I pay $40 for somebody else's Play-Doh artwork put into a video game?
Look, that monkey was looking
probably not. Bro, I'm telling you, this is why does this keep happening?
Well, for those that don't know, Skull Island Rise of Kong, it is
voted the listen. It has eclipsed Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh, for sure. I mean, where is he almost looks like Hairless Kong.
Oh, hey, you know what it is? He's the new fighter in Mortal Kombat 1. They were like, look, we're going to drop his game, and then we're going to drop him new DLC character. Bro, we're figuring it out right here at the Dragon's Well.
That's what it is.
That's what it is, dude. They were like, this guy looks trash, and that's exactly why we made him. He's about to join this trash, this trash animation over here.
Join in the combat. What would it be his fatality? Would he just like?
Huh?
What would be his fatality?
He would put the price tag back up on the screen and remind you how much you paid for him.
No, I could see that. No, he would be triggering people. That would be his friendship.
Yeah, that'd be his friendship. Oh my!
Hey, like Arnold riding on the motorcycle.
It's so bad, man. I saw him fighting a crab, like a big old crab monster, in one of the clips.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what that crab was, man. I was like, it was so hard to tell what that monster was,
or if he was even hitting him. So I watched one where like there were, I guess there were dinosaurs or something came out of the bushes. Well, I say bushes. They came from like out of the screen, and I'm trying to remember. I think they stood there until he attacked them. Like they didn't even move and try to attack him until.
Bro, yeah, dude. The worm. Did you see the giant worm that came out of the ground?
Bro,
you know what it reminds me of?
Yeah, I think I watched part of that.
You ever see Wallace and Gromit?
I've never seen
Bro,
it, but no, I've seen trailers of it. Like I know
it
what it is.
reminds me of like claymation, like a claymation video game.
It's like claymation meets South Park. You got their heads
Claymation
like
meets
flapping around like the
something.
Canadians on
Dude,
South
why
Park.
does he look so? He ain't got no eyebrows. Where's his brows at, dude?
Are they scared of eyebrows in video games now? Is that what it is? Because Johnny
I
Cage,
don't know,
he
dude.
didn't have any eyebrows.
Bro, they need to embrace the brow, dude. Embrace the brow. Hey, unify, bro. Give one big one. We don't care.
Make some depth
You
on
need
that
those
face.
brows, man. Give me some, yeah. Give me some depth in that depth squad.
So, what all did this
Dude.
game come out on, man? Like, oh, don't tell me this is a.
Dude.
Okay,
There's no
okay,
way.
it's on
There's
Steam.
no-
Oh, hey, look, you can get it on Steam, man. You can save 20%.
Yo, the PlayStation 2 game is actually better than the PlayStation 5.
Okay, I know how Steam likes to roast people. I want to see some of these.
Oh my Steam comments, be careful.
Um,
Kids, I would not recommend looking at Steam comments.
charging $35 for this game is one of the most audacious things I've seen in my life. Holy hearts, is this bad?
Bro.
It does. It has four.
Hey, real
hearts.
talk. Back in the day, there was a game that I used to play. I used to rock it. Ain't no shame to my game. It was a Barbie game. I used to play it on the PlayStation 2. And it had a really cool horse game that you would like pick up these carrots, and it had like actually a fairly difficult like horse track ride. And let me tell you, that game looks more enjoyable than this one right here. That one that I played back in the day, that Barbie racing horse game, that, to be honest with you, is straight garbage, has got to be better than this one.
So listen to this. This guy says Iguana Bee Games, more like Iguana be rid of this game from my Steam library.
Boy, Iguana Bee. What? Like what?
I don't even know if I should read this. You know, a game is great. I will just say that great when it's called monkey.exe.
EXE. Bro, this game is giving monkeys bad rep, bro.
I'm fairly certain that a group of monkeys could have coded this or made a better game than this.
Dude,
I've seen monkey artwork look better than this.
I guarantee you I've drawn better than this. I'm a trash drawer.
Wow.
What,
Okay,
you know what they're comparing it
so
to?
this is on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch.
They're comparing it to the Lord of the Rings Gollum game.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, yes, I saw
graphics.
that, but they're saying that Gollum is like a AAA title compared to this.
Oh my.
So, okay, one of the things, and I don't know if you heard this. We were in our private Discord with our buddies earlier, and was it your brother, or was it?
Probably. He's
no,
guilty of many things.
No, it was. I think it was.
That guy's home.
I think it was one of the other guys. He said. They were given like a year to make this game. Like the developers and stuff were. The development team were given like a year
to make this game.
I mean, it shows. I mean, okay, so the cover art for the game looks sick. It
does,
amazing.
yeah. I'm looking at it right now. It looks fantastic.
And then you look at this big gorilla next to it, and
can you, dude? Oh man, I don't even know if it's a roast. It's just like a genuine feeling.
Oh yeah, it's a feeling, all right. If I paid $40 for this game, I'd be pissed.
Can you imagine paying $40, looking at that sick title cover, booting up the game, and you're playing back in PlayStation 1? Like, what? Bro, what is this? How games continue. Like, game developers.
Do you have your cell phone on you?
I do have my cell phone on me. Oh. Bro, he is so confused. Oh my. Like, what is that hair? He just looks like a normal monkey, bro. Like, he doesn't even look any different than any other normal monkey. Just really awful graphics for a monkey. You know what they should have done? I'm looking at it right now. There's a live event.
Thrown this in the trash.
There's a live event for Warzone that you fight King Kong versus Godzilla.
Oh no, that was a long time ago. Yeah.
Like a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
That King Kong, I'm looking at it right now. That King Kong is sick, bro. How is a side event for a game, for Call of Duty, better than a full game dedicated to this character? How does that happen?
I don't know, man, but I want to play this game now.
You want to play it?
I want to play it.
Don't buy it. Don't buy it.
Look,
get someone else.
I'm just looking at images on Google. There's one. Man, I guess we're gonna have to start doing video because just this image of Gollum looking like scraggly and sad, and then this picture of the same picture I sent you of King Kong looking at Gollum. Man, this is
maybe
sad.
That's it. Maybe that's it, dude. Maybe what happened was Kong got possession of the ring for a little while, and then Frodo took the ring back, threw it into the flames, and now Kong is just cracked out of his mind. Now Kong is just like, where's my precious?
Okay, so you think that's why he looks like he's losing hair? He's got mange.
Dude, bro, that's... He got mange, bro. He over there, there's a bunch of monsters trying to kill him, and he's over there just gnawing at his rear end. Like he a dog, dude. Oh, no.
Oh, that's
what they do to my boy Kong, dude.
Oh,
listen, and I like Kong. I like King Kong. I think he's a really cool character. Like he's one of those he's one of those he's one of those monsters that are really cool to watch fight because he's so smart.
Oh yeah, I mean, have you seen Kong versus Godzilla?
Like Kong was like whooping up on all sorts of monsters, dude. Mm-hmm. Because of how smart he was, not because he was like super big or like way bigger than everybody or like just way stronger, but because of like how smart and tactical he actually was.
I don't know, man. I just don't have words for this. Like
and I'm just like, they're butchering it. What, man?
I mean, if you're gonna make a game like this, sell it for $10.
How are you
like? How did you wake up in the morning and test this game and go, this thing is fire. This thing is fire. We're gonna charge $40 for this, and yeah, you should have set it on fire. Well, I mean, obviously people are buying it because they're posting videos of playing it.
Just a reason, yeah.
And I feel like what they did was they built it for Switch and then put it on everything else. Is probably what they did.
That's a fair assessment. Yeah.
I mean, I'll give them that. They probably did that. So, I mean, normally it's like, you know, you take your typical PS5, your Xbox, and you make Mortal Kombat 1, and then you go, okay, what resources can we pull? I got it. Let's take Johnny. Let's take all of the emotion and depth.
Yeah.
To everyone's face. Let's pull those resources. Let's pull all the shadows. Let's pull all the muscle
People don't care
texture.
how their faces look.
Yeah, no. Who cares if Johnny Cage looks like a pug? His eyes bulging out of his head.
Oh, Pug. That's Johnny Pug now.
Johnny Pug.
Oh, Johnny Pug, not Johnny Cage. Yeah, I'm just so tired of seeing this, man. This is what the fifth time this year, or like.
I mean, there's been some bad games this year,
dude. I mean, there's which alongside some really good ones, mind you. But I mean, so what we got? Let's go down the list right quick. We got Kong. We got Mortal Kombat 1.
Mortal Kombat 1
for Switch.
Yeah.
Right, because the other two, I think they look really good, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, they're amazing looking. Yeah.
Fantastic looking. But you got Kong. You got Mortal Kombat 1 for Switch.
Yeah.
You got what else? There was one that was like really goofy. I'm gonna blank on. Like, well, I remember this one wasn't this year.
Okay, Gollum. There's Gollum.
Oh, Gollum, yeah. Yeah. Which one was the one that that immediately got apologies for?
Oh, did you see the video of Baby Kong in it?
No.
That dude does look like he's got mange.
Oh no, Baby Kong. Dude, Baby Kong needs. Oh man.
Oh, that's just
Baby Kong needs that special shampoo. Oh no, that's his problem, man. He's not close to any local. He's not close to any stores to get that shampoo. He need that Head and Shoulders extra strong.
Okay, so Lord of the Rings Gollum. Yeah.
Yeah. Got Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Yeah.
You got Kong, Mortal Kombat. So this one wasn't this year, obviously, but there was the Forspoken. But that was more.
Oh yeah, that wasn't graphics.
That one looked good.
Yeah,
that one looked good.
Yeah.
But like
Minecraft Legends, I don't think did so great. Redfall. Redfall was garbage.
Redfall, that's the one I was thinking of.
Redfall was garbage.
Redfall was the one I was thinking of. Yeah, that's the one where
Reference played Redfall. He liked it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
no, don't roast him. Don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so
he legally blind.
Everybody knows we roast Reference on here all the time. I actually met Reference for the first time in person, and I was like, now that I've met you, I can't really. I guess I can't bring it upon myself to roast you anymore.
Yeah. Well, I can. That boy legally blind. Yeah, dude. Hey, if you out there like a Redfall, that boy need LASIK surgery or something. He need that, and he need what he really needs. He needs Jesus to march right to him and tell him to go bathe in the pool of Siloam. That's what he needs. He need to get up at that pool, saying, "I was once blind, but now I see." You know what I'm saying? That's what he needs.
He needs to see again, huh?
Hey.
Oh, Deadly Premonition. That was another one that got a pretty bad review.
Oh, I don't know that one.
I'm just.
But like there's so many that like needed an apology, whether it was graphics or whether it was like the actual game itself, like gameplay of it itself.
Well, and that's the thing. They don't care. Like they okay. So when the Switch version of Alan Wake was horrible. And Alan Wake, I played it on PlayStation. It's a really good game. It's just I don't know, man, and it's when you see something like Mortal Kombat or something that's very graphic intensive, and you see it fail on Switch. I mean, that's one thing, but to see a game that like Kong or Redfall, for example, just utter fail.
There's no excuse. There's no excuse to have your game be released for $40 and it look like absolute trash on PlayStation 5 or an Xbox One.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or whatever the new Xbox.
I mean, that's just doing a disservice to the console and at that
you
point,
have
it's
way
just
too much at your disposal to make it look good.
You know what I mean? Think it's theft.
Yeah, I mean
it's false advertisement is what it is. I mean, it's false advertisement. I mean, at that point, I mean, if they false advertise and you buy a game based on false advertisement, now it depends on what screenshots they show. It depends on so like for example, Mortal Kombat, had obviously not Switch graphics as their screenshots on Switch, which that's what NetherRealm turned into Nintendo. That's not what Nintendo posted. It's not Nintendo's fault. I guess Nintendo probably could have verified it.
Should have verified it. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they should have, but I mean, it's also NetherRealm. It's a somebody that they probably have a good working relationship with, and that they probably
you trust this person. Yeah. And it's a creditable source. It's been a business that's been handling or that's been doing successful for years. I mean, making this franchise really blossom. And so you're like, of course I'm going to try. Like, why would you, that's like if Treyarch came to you and you would do this. I mean, you would do the same, even though I know they don't have like the greatest track record, with, everything that's been going on with them, like the streamer issues and things like that. But
yeah,
even still, like you look at a business like that where you're like, yeah, these guys have made some of the greatest like Call of Duty games. Like, of course we're going to take them by their word and not have to second guess them.
Yeah.
But of course, I guess it goes to show that it doesn't matter who you are. You always need to double check that work.
Yep, for sure.
Because, I mean, it is sad. It's sad. At the end of the day, I'm not too upset about it, though, because it's not being done to me.
No,
I'm not falling for it. So.
And we're warning you not to, don't purchase it.
Like, don't
even
drop the money on it.
Even if it goes on sale, don't buy it and give, because at the end of the day, they're only looking for the almighty dollar, and if you give them your money, then you're essentially just telling them that it's okay to give us this kind of stuff, and it's okay to continue to put out garbage games with garbage graphics, and you don't care. So if you care, don't buy it.
That's actually kind of the same mentality that I've had. If it would actually matter when it comes to the newer Pokemon games, or how a lot of Pokemon games, they tend to just rinse and repeat a lot of the same things that they did in the and they're just kind of playing at this point off like nostalgia purposes, and
that's what
I think they're doing a little better. This previous game, I don't know, it's hard. Like, would I say that Sword and Shield is worse than Scarlet and Violet? Like, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think one of them's obviously a more completed game.
Well, and I will tell you that I did put a lot of hours into both of those games. I had Sword and I had Scarlet, and Yeah, Scarlet, and I did. I put a lot of time into both of those games, and I put more time into those games than the traditional Pokemon games. So I think there's something to the new formula they're moving towards.
Yeah,
but they need to own up and do it right. They need
yeah.
to.
Well, because a lot of times, they did do things kind of half-hearted, and when they would make the games like that, they knew they were going to get people to buy it. People were still going to buy it, myself included, because it's like at the end of the day, it's still a new Pokemon game.
Well, and that's the thing, but nowadays it's easy to push the update, to push the day one patch, to push the I don't think a game should ever ship or release even digitally at 80%, at 50%. It's
Absolutely.
at 95%. It should be a fully fleshed out game.
Yeah, I agree.
Or don't release it. I think, and we've talked about this before.
Yep. Absolutely. It needs to be something that, I think just a little integrity and a little pride in your work, will go a long way with, and I don't think it's all the dev's fault. I think there's probably a lot of factors involved that we're kind of ignorant of, or myself, speaking for myself at least, I think I'm ignorant of. I don't think it's as black and white as, we sometimes make it out to be. But at the end of the day, there's still the reality that you're releasing these games that are not completed, and these games that are awful. They're awful graphically. They are clunky playing wise. They don't necessarily seem like a very flushed out story, or maybe the dialogue is stale. All of these things that are so, visibly and easily spotted, that even people that are not trained professionals in this craft will play this game, see how it plays, and is like, hey, we don't like this. If somebody that is just, not to belittle gamers, but if we're just gamers and you guys are game developers, it shouldn't be that hard for y'all to identify these problems that we're able to identify with ease.
Oh yeah. Somebody either failed in test and development, or they were trying to push out a game so that their numbers could go up before the fiscal year, so that shareholders are happy. And that's I think that's what it all boils down to is, if the shareholders aren't happy, then then the company's not doing good.
Well, regardless, guys, y'all be smart out there with your funds, okay? I agree wholeheartedly with Maverick here. Don't support these businesses that are just trying to get a quick buck from you and not deliver, because that just condones for this behavior to continue in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
But for them to continue to be able to do it, and it's unacceptable to have Play-Doh Kong jumping back and forth from Play-Doh rocks, hitting people with Swiss cheese boulders. That's ridiculous, man. Wild.
Well, guys, like always, don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Twitter for sure. We're trying to grow that Twitter audience. Post comments in the episode. I do believe we are going to try to make that shift to YouTube. I'm working on something right now to at least get the prior episodes on YouTube, and trying to build a graphic or something just to get those on YouTube. And then who knows, with the release of Spider-Man, I may clip a few things like the esports kids say, clip that and this, and see if we can't do some clip it. You know what? We should get them to clip some of their Overwatch stuff, put it on our YouTube channel. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Just no audio. Cause
speaking of which, just a mild flex out there. We've been kind of popping off. Shout out to the Overwatch kids. We are doing great. Starting. I think we've lost one game so far, and that's in preseason. So since season started, we haven't dropped.
we're officially 4th place in the state. I think I looked today. There's about 32 teams, so we're 4th in the state. And you know what? Shout out to the Smash teams too, because
absolutely.
We've got one that is 12th in the state, and one that bumped up in the ranks, and
that one's harder.
20th. Oh yeah, because there's 100, like 98, 99.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more. So, guys, I mean, you guys keep supporting us, and this is something that we're pretty passionate about. Not only the podcast, but helping them grow. And if you guys have any resources or ideas or whatever, be sure to share it in the comments to any of our social media. The Twitter, Facebook page, our YouTube channel, you name it. And let us know kind of y'all's thoughts and ideas on it, and maybe an encouraging word or something,
for sure.
So
anything.
But I just want to give a quick shout out to them.
Yeah, it's awesome. And guys, if you want to send me a message on Twitter, I'm usually on there all the time. Prayer requests or anything that or anything that your heart just needs. We're always open to pray for you and help out any way with it we can, as far as I guess any of your prayer needs or anything. So anything you would like us to ask the Lord about, you let us know. Yeah. Well, in saying that, I guess it's about a good time as any to go ahead and pray us out. And, guys, we really appreciate you listening. So for sure.
Let's go to the Lord, and we'll go ahead and end this podcast outright, I think. Father God, thank you so much for today. We thank you for this time that we had to be able to lift up your name and this podcast, Lord. We ask that everybody here gets a blessing out of listening to us. Hopefully they maybe got some information that they need, a chuckle, if you will, or maybe we just kind of lighten somebody's mood today. Whatever it may be, Lord, we ask that your will be done in each and every person's life that's listening here today. Lord, we ask that you meet the prayers of all of those that are listening. God, give them exactly what they need, whether it's guidance or direction, peace or comfort. Lord, you deliver as long as it's according to your will, God. And God, we love you and we thank you and we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. We hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Yes. We'll see you on the next one.
All right.
Peace.
Peace out.